Hello, everybody. Nick DeTiro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College. And this is another Forensics Quickie. Alrighty, if you've spent any time in the computer field or even just the average user, you're often told that if you delete a file, the file is not actually deleted off that hard drive or USB device or any kind of storage device. Fundamentally, what happens is there's something on the file system called the file allocation table. And that is just a table that links the name of the file to the physical location of where that file is on the hard drive. When you delete a file, it just removes an entry from that file allocation table. The actual file is still on the hard drive. Now, over the course of time, the operating system will see that as open space and begin to write information over that previously existing information. But for a while, it could be a long time depending on the operating system, those original files are still there. So there are a lot of tools that allow us to recover that information. This video is about actually destroying your data. There's a lot of rules and procedures, especially if you're working with government organizations. We'll touch briefly on those in this video, that require any disposal of any hardware. Now, some rules can be very extreme where they're actually physically destroying that data. But if there's plans of reusing the hard drive or anything like that, there are methods. And what I'm going to show you, let's go up to my screen. What I'm going to show you is a common utility. It's an open source utility, trying to stay with that. It's called Wipe Disk. And what it basically does is it will destroy the data. First, it'll format the hard drive, but then it will destroy all the data. I have a very small USB drive, say 128 megabytes and stuff like that, so it'll be fairly quick to destroy it, even with the more comprehensive destruction of the data. So let me go through the process. I'm going to click on this, and it's just a little USB drive. I'm going to say, before I go there, I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to call this Drive Lakeland. I can call it, it's just the drive name. I don't want to skip anything, and so I'm going to say now wipe the disk. And what type of file system do I want to use? For brevity, I'm going to use FAT32. Okay, we could use the NTFS or we could use FAT. I'm going to use FAT32. You can look up the discussions of the different file systems. So I'm going to go. Now what I'm going to do is, after I've erased all the data, after I've formatted it, I need now to erase all the data, all that stuff that is out there that could be residual. And there's a couple of approaches here. We have one pass where it would be very quick. It's just going to write the data as all zeros. One pass random, it's going to just randomly put values in there. I'm more curious about the U.S. Department of Defense, their different methods. They have a 3-pass method and a 7-pass method. Now, every time you do a pass, it has to go over the entire hard drive and put that information out there. So the more passes, the slower it'll be. Let's take a real quick look at what those passes do. All right, if it's a 3-pass, on pass 1, it overwrites everything with zeros. And then on pass 2, binary zeros. Pass 2, it then overwrites everything with binary 1s. And then on pass 3, it randomly puts bits in that location. And that should be pretty secure. We can see in 2001, this original standard came in 1995. The 2001 standard said, let's really improve upon that. So we basically go through the normal 3-pass, and then the 4th pass, they write binary zeros again. 5th pass, binary zeros again, because they may have missed a bit there. Again, this is at the bit level, so it's not a question of they may have missed a byte. They have actually may have missed a bit there. And then address 6, binary 1s again. So 0, 0s, and 1s. And then finally, pass 7, all the address locations are overwritten with random bits. That's a pretty comprehensive method of destroying the data that is on that storage device. And then there's a final verification. So let's go to this program called Wipe Disk. It's an open source program. It's a very small program. It's just a .exe, so you can put it on flash drives and you put it on your hard drive. It is very destructive, so you need to be careful. So we're gonna, because it's a small hard drive, we're gonna do U.S. Department 7 passes. All right. It's warning me. This is destructive. There's no going back after you do this. So you better make sure this is the right drive that you want to destroy. Now, I've made sure that was the right drive, and it's telling me not just say yes, but actually type the words erase all, because once we launch this, we're done. There's nothing we can do with that hard drive. Are you sure? Yes, I am. And away it goes. I'm going to spin this up a little bit. I can't. It won't let me. What it's doing right now, it is formatting the drive like a standard quick format, where it's going out and turning the file system into FAT32. So it recreates a blank file allocation table. It's giving it serial numbers going through. So formatting is almost done, but it still hasn't gone through those 7 passes. Now, what I'm going to do is once it starts on those 7 passes, I'm going to speed up the video. So, okay, through a little bit of fast editing, I saved you about almost 32 minutes, over half an hour of just watching this thing format. You'll notice down here in the lower left-hand corner, basically the elapsed time, the method that I used, the 7-path method. That's why it took a little bit longer. I don't want to go much more into this video. I think you kind of understand what this is doing. It's basically really destroying that data. You need to be very cautious with it, because there's no going back. There's no way I can recover this information. So that being said, let's go on and learn something.